All right, guys, market update for Thursday, November 12th, 5:56 a.m. New York. So the pound that I alerted you to yesterday played out. Hopefully you were able to take advantage of that. There's about a 100 pip move here. Now let's see where we are. We'll just start with the pound. I like the 4-hour when I'm looking at the wave count. I don't think I've done many videos on that and talk about it much, but I don't do anything complicated here. Just a 5-wave ABC retracement type of pattern. Here we can see off the low we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And typically, or at least the template, and things could always veer off from this, but let me go back to the 1 hour. And now that fib area here is that entire move here from low to high, and that's this fib, right? So again, here's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if it's going to do an ABC retracement, it's going to look something like this, right? ABC, and let's just see what's developed since yesterday, by the way, right? So we had the entry into the trend here, and looking at it as it moved along, this guy is being updated right now. Let's stick with this. So we got the high price areas, right? Not showing weakness coming in. Very healthy trend, right? Real simple here. So it's a good environment this week for the pound. So now it's on another retracement. And again, you may look at this and think, okay, well, another leg up, right? But again, after the 5-wave pattern, it's more likely to do an ABC retracement. You know, that's sort of the template again. So we do see, a sign of strength coming in here off of the 618, nice 50 EMA confluence there. And it looks like it does want to bounce from here. And if it does do that, and you may find your way in, you really have to be aware of this area that, it may just pull up to there and do a deeper retracement. It may not, of course, but you'll get the information when price reaches there if you get that bounce, and you'll see, whether weakness is coming in or not. It's likely to do that. Of course, anything could happen. It's just sort of the template. It could do another 3 waves up, whatever it wants to do. But that's a little more likely now. So, but it's still not a bad trade to this point, more of a scalp maybe, and see what happens at that point. At least move your stops break even if we get in there. But let's look at the 5-minute and how that's behaving. It's not the cleanest. I still actually have a piece of the trade from yesterday running. So if it's set up really clean, I was considering maybe adding to it, but I'm just going to leave it. And I closed most of the trade yesterday, but I left a small piece on. It's a time of year where things tend to trend. And really, I didn't see a lot of weakness, or definitely not climactic volume on the move, on the trend. So I'm really looking for that, or eventually I'll lock in some pips and I'll try to let it run before I completely close it. But here's the retracement, right? At least A, right, on the ABC retracement. Strength here, if you're going to get long, right, would have been nice, which it really didn't show up initially on the low. Then we have a couple of high volume points here, which if we look at the reaction, we have to say that that's strength coming in, a sign of strength. Here's an area where you got a couple of pivots, support to resistance, and that acted as resistance. Again, here, it would have been nice to see more buying. It's not really there. So it didn't really convince me to add more to this position. If I wasn't holding any at all, I don't think I would actually go in because of really the lack of the proper signs of strength down here. I like to see consistent rather than temporary sign of strength here or there in a price area on all the tests. So at this point, it could clean up for you where, if it's going to range for a while, maybe it'll pop down and give you that good sign of strength and lead to a good entry off of that. But again, it may be limited with an ABC retracement, or the trend may continue, and you'll have to see how it behaves as it goes. That's really it. So really, the setup yesterday was much cleaner. It was nice off of the news trap and all that. And the 5 waves have been, accomplished. So maybe a retracement. We'll see how it goes. So that's where that is. Not doing anything with that today. Now the euro dollar and the euro yen are similar, with strength in the background. And if we look at our strength here, strength. Overall, there's much more buying than selling. Again, that happened yesterday off of strength here. If you look at a 5-minute, it's a nice spike sign of strength right there yesterday, right? So going forward, very clear. This is accumulation, right? And now we've had another sign of strength. This is actually a fake break of yesterday's low. and we can see a sign of strength there. So we are still in accumulation. It is most likely, of course, the plan is to break out and start trending upward out of this range. Now Draghi is speaking, right? We have a little of that added risk to the situation. I think he may be finished now, so check your news at the time that you're watching, and should be done by then. And then we're past Euro News for the day. But when he started speaking, there was a drop, and I see that it's been bought into. But there's still some active selling to some extent, right? Now remember, it's accumulation. So over the past many days, long positions have been built up. So we see these little signs of weakness that kind of tell us, okay, it may not be ready to go now, but it doesn't mean the story has changed. And we see this sign of strength here. So that was when he first started speaking. There was like a sell-off for 15 minutes, and then suddenly the buyers came in, and the selling seemed to disappear. Here's a test for sellers, right? Low volume. Then here's a bit of selling, pulled back, and really it's buyers for the taking, and maybe they're waiting for him to finish, or it's just a timing thing. And testing for sellers, make sure the stuff dries up. Technically, this is your range now to deal with. If you get out of here off of no supply, and again, that's euro dollar. Let's go to euro yen. It's the same. And if you get out of this off of a no supply test in this area and you break, we're likely going right at least back to the top of the accumulation range, or in EJ's case, it's a fake break. Look at the EJ, right? Again, the 1 hour similar. It's euro driven stuff, but in this case, it's a fake breakout of the range, right? Accumulation. Look at the strength yesterday off of that zone, right? So very good confirmation here. We expect this to move up. Very simple there. That is a spring, right? An accumulation. Typically, after a fake breakout like that, it's more likely to try to move up and break out, start trending upward after that, right? There it is on the 5 minutes. So looking good. And again, the weakness, not so much, just a bit here and there. So it should make its way if you look for the no supply signal. And again, any lower prices, I like to see consistent buying. If we test it here again, which really we shouldn't, we've already had the fake break, we should be able to move up here. If we're down here, really signs of strength is what's needed to keep the setup good and high probability. I don't look for no supply signals at support or no demand signals at resistance, because we're testing for buyers and we want high volume, right? Not a low volume signal. We want to see signs of strength down here. And if you think that way, that will really simplify things for you. So that's probably the best situation now, looking for the EJEU. You could check, and hopefully he's done speaking, because that did set off this stuff, Emperor Draghi. So that's probably the best thing to look for, and maybe a little more confirmation on the pound, but I think I'll just let that go and maybe see what happens. I'm not adding to that. If it's going to break out here and go, then I have my little position from yesterday. Maybe we go another leg up, maybe we don't. Okay. So before I finish, AU stuck in a range. After the strong up move, it's bullish still, but it's just sitting up here, right? So we want a retracement of some kind. It doesn't necessarily have to be down there, but it's a nice area. But it could be at R3. 14 EMA tends to act to support resistance and strong trends. Could be a fake break pattern or something there, and a sign of strength. I do like the deeper retracements, as I say, but right now it's not even moving. AJ, same thing. It's that sideways flat volume, and we are hopefully going to get a retracement entry on that. Of course, on the other hand, it could be a climactic weakness comes in, but we'd have to move up, maybe do a fake breakout to the upside, and be a lot of weakness, because there's a lot of long positions back here. So this was not any sort of trap move. This was real strong buying at the Australia Open. So that's bullish, and we're just basically looking for our retracement and sign of strength, proper entry. Pound yen. Okay, so that's similar to the pound. Again, it's in a healthy uptrend, only limited weakness. Here's a retracement, sign of strength, and it's likely to continue. It's at the daily pivot, 50 EMA. There may even be a fib there. That's even enough, just being that. Previous resistance turn support. There's a lot there. So if you have a proper long entry, again, maybe it's, not so clear as far as the signs of strength. This may be a little better. No. See, I like the textbook stuff, and it's really not there if you look at this. Higher volume should be here. Maybe here, right? Maybe here. These lower prices getting rejected, larger pins. Now it's a bullish environment, and that's why we go with the background, right? The background is likely to play out. So the background is bullish. We're in an uptrend that hasn't seen a lot of weakness. We want to stay with that, but you know, better entries give you better probability that it is going to actually continue from this point. Without really a lot of buying here, who knows? It could be retraced further first, and then hit the sign of strength before it continues, right? So I'll pass on that for now. At least if the pound runs off, I'll have that little piece on there. See, here's the level that it's most likely going to pause and test. And if you do like it and you want to get in, look for the low volume test there. Maybe a break test continuation here. It's automatic rally, basically. All right, that's it. And the EU EJ. Sorry, I jumped around, but I think I thoroughly explained. And the EU EJ are good to go. It's just been a little slow, sideways and quiet, but everything's intact, you know. So maybe wait for things to pick up and look for a good entry in there. All right, guys. That's it. I keep getting asked about the volume indicator, so I just mention it now and then. It is being worked on. It's just being improved and updated and made more efficient, and we've added more brokers, so now there's 20. So we're getting there, and it's going to be available on the website as soon as we have it. Maybe a week, who knows. What else? Some people asking about the live classes. When am I going to do live classes again that you can see on my website? Probably in the next couple of weeks. I guess if enough people are asking, I'll do it again. So let me know if you want to attend the classes. It's explained on the website if you want to check that out. And if you want to attend, let me know. It's probably going to be Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern. So if that works for you, let me know. And I guess if there's enough people, we'll get going in the next week or two on that. All right, guys. Have a good one. See ya.